Hey guys, and welcome to an insanely awesome game. This really is one of my favorite games in quite some time. I'm a Rubber Duck Award, but today we're going to be showcasing a game between the Sulphur-Crested Cockatoo, aka Lenorm of Clan DBD, up against Mr. Doodles of GGX. And I've heard a lot of rumors about Mr. Doodles recently has been tearing up some of the tournament scene and playing fantastically out of his skin. So Lenorm is really going to have to step his game up. Though Lenorm, likewise, I'm not sure if you guys who have played on Anticity's Ladder, is a nightmare to play against, and he has brought a beautiful high elf build. It is such a fun build, so let's delve into it. Up in the skies we have an Archmage of High Magic coming with Apotheosis, Hand of Glory and Soul Quench, but alongside him, the real reason we're all here today is to see the majestic Star Dragon awoken from its slumber to bring fiery ruin and death upon the forces of evil. It is a powerhouse, incredibly expensive, but it hits like an absolute truck. Can be very squishy though if it gets pinned down on the ground. In the main battle line, it is going to be Silver and Guard forming a nice sturdy shield wall in the front, with some Lothran Seaguard guard in the flanks and double Sisters of Avalon in that central pocket. Double Spearmen as well are going to be holding down the rear, so pretty standard ground force here, mixed in as well with the line chariots. Line chariots probably the best chariots in the game by a considerable margin, simply due to the fact they synergize super well with high elves and they look beautiful. I know it's kind of a running joke, but I really do wonder who kind of plats their beards. That must be one of the most dangerous jobs, because I don't seem to get along. The lion chariot riders are whipping the lions. I'm sure soon that will be a reverse role, and lions will be riding on the chariots whipping the elves. But really fun build, going to come down quite a bit to can he protect the sisters and can the Star Dragon carry. And there's certainly some competition up in the skies, because for the forces of Mr. Doodles and the glorious Warriors of Chaos, we have a Chaos Manticore and an Exalted Hero both in the sky. And if they can take on the Star Dragon, isolating him and kind of ignore the Archmage, they could do some serious work on him. With the Chaos Sorcerer Fire down on the ground, coming in with Fireball and Burning Head. And the main battle line is a mixture of Forsaken and Chaos Warriors, including some Mirror Guard in there for an added little bit of spice, with quite a nice rush build, backed up by some Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Their thick armor can be quite hard for basic Spearmen and Silver and Guard to penetrate. We have Prince Sigvald the Magnificent. You must always add the Magnificent to the end of his name. It is in my contract as a Prince Sigvald fan. And he's coming in here with his armor, of course, going to be incredibly resilient, even to the might of a Star Dragon, though does suffer from being a Footlord and can be cycle charged into oblivion. We have Marauder Horsemasters down here on the left-hand side. 3 units, in fact, of the Skirmish Cav. And I think that's it. So just the 3, but still, that's certainly enough to fill that dragon full of javelins and drag it down from the skies with tattered wings. The battle is going to get underway now as the forces style clash together. The sisters already unleashing a volley even as they charge forward, really showing off that elvish prowess here. And it looks like the Lion Chat's going to be bombing forward. Now, Lion Chat's going to be very crucial to stopping a lot of this infantry, and the Forsaken is starting to be lit on fire. You can see no models have been dropped just yet, but as the volley of Lothran Seaguard is added to the sisters there, and the Lion Chat's going to start pouring through the line, the Forsaken are stopped in their tracks, and they are being dismantled. Look at the damage being poured in. That is so disgusting. And 1 unit of Forsaken already taken care of. Fireball is being whipped in, and it does clip the underbelly of the Star Dragon. Not going to like that too much, but of course, it does spit fire, so he's not going to be too wide by a little bit of scorching. The chariot's going to get jumped, likewise are the Forsaken as the Star Dragon swoops in. We're about to see a beautiful Burning Head. You can see the sisters react relatively quickly, but not quick enough, taking some significant damage, but still keeping their damage output and the majority of their models. I like going after the chariots here from the Star Dragon, as well as the Archmage, because they're a big threat to the backline of the High Elves, though there are Horsemasters nearby supporting. You can see the Chaos Warriors with their great weapons, and the Mirror God are starting to cleave a bloody path through the front line. The shield wall of the Silver and Guard is holding for now, but I don't think it's going to be holding for too much longer. They are desperately trying to cling on here. Lothran Seaguard are shooting. Spearmen are going to be used to drive back the Horsemasters. Real top-notch play here. Just take a cheap unit and drive back at the enemy. But look at the unrelenting Chaos pressure coming in. We have chariot on chariot violence. You love to see it as the Chaos chariots are being dealt with. And we also have the Archmage and Star Dragon going up against the Exalted Hero and the Manticore. But we have some nearby spear support, which is certainly not going to be good there for the Warriors of Chaos. Archmage took significant damage, but coming out. The Star Dragon really getting his fangs in there and just ripping and tearing, leaving bloody marks all along the Exalted Hero and Manticore. Looks like the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore is gone. The Exalted Hero will not be too far behind. That Star Dragon is having a whale of a time, but even as the High Elves are having success in the back, in the front line, they're starting to falter. Really nice pressure coming in by the Horse Masters now, applying a decent amount of work to the line. Chariots are attempting to win the front line for the High Elves, which is certainly easier said than done because the Silver and Guard are getting slapped right now. They were doing okay to start with, but that martial prowess is going to be wearing off, and they're going to be starting to struggle. Likewise, Sister Avalon being pushed onto the back foot as some Forsaken have come back, re-energized by the battle cries of Prince Sigvald, who screams, "Get back in there or I will kill you myself," and he's doing some really decent damage now to the spears. In the back, the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore has rallied, can be jumping on the Sisters of Avalon, doing some decent work. They're okay melee combatants, but certainly not able to take down such a ferocious beast, so some crossfire is about to come in by other Sisters, and it looks like we have an Archmage of high magic swooping in to deal with the Manticore, but it could be a problem because Prince Sigvald pushes away through that High Elf Spear wall. He's broken the wall and is charging in. Star Dragon is on approach nearby to support, but the Archmage definitely needs to get out there as quickly as possible, but the Manticore takes a massive hit there as the Star Dragon just crumples it. In the front line, Lion Chariots are starting to look pretty weak and beat up now, down to just, well, there's still the 3 models actually, so the damage output's still fine, but none of those models are very healthy. They do manage to crush some of the Chaos Warriors on the left-hand side, but are struggling far more against the Mirror Guard, who are down to about half HP after 3 minutes and 5, about nearly about 4 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Another lovely Bullet Head does come down. Once again, the good reflexes coming in from the High Elf player, allowing the Sisters to mitigate the majority of the damage, but the Spearman takes a significant losses. Chaos Warriors Grappen's going to be pushed in, but the Lion Chariots ramrodding through, trying to destroy them, coated in the blood of both friend and foe. They're doing some really nice work here, trying to support the Spearman on the low ground. It looks like the Chaos also wanted to pop a fireball and has left his mark there and decided, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore, and has fled. Prince Sigvald may be isolated here now. Sigvald is disgustingly tanky, but if he actually takes the hits from the Star Dragon, he's not going to be having a good play. But the Royal Horse Masters are actually going to come in and start surrounding the beast, and this is a fantastic opportunity for the Warriors of Chaos. If they can surround the Star Dragon and have its attacks messed up, Sigvald can do some significant damage, and you can see he's already hacking and trying to hamstring this dragon, stopping it from taking off, and the Horse Masters are just doing some beautiful cycle charging here in the mid part of the game, running down Silver and Guard and escaping their Spearman captors, though the Sister Avalon are still alive, which could be quite problematic. Yet another Burning Head has been shot, and yet another Burning Head has been dodged. Sister Avalon continuing to press forward, and it looks like the Star Dragon's had enough. I am the ruler of fire. I am the king of fire here, not you. And he swoops down upon the Chaos Sorcerer, does some big damage, then gets a little bit distracted by the Mirror Guard and has to do his pursuit all over again. And then it comes a fireball, though it's going to be shot down range. Maybe the last one of that Sorcerer's life, and it is going to explode upon the Lion Chariots, which are looking really beat up right now. A lot of the healing has had to go into the Star Dragon as well as the Archmage herself, meaning that the Lion Chariots have had some healing, but it looks like they have lost a model, which is a real big disaster. Up to 92 kills, though, done some good work. Banspire is dead even. It does look like the Chaos Sorcerers can get forced off here by the Archmage, though the Horse Masters might be able to bomb rush and actually save this situation, and maybe even kill the Archmage. The Archmage only has 500 HP right now. Then Apotheosis is going to rectify that slightly, but only 30 armor, and there's a decent amount of javelins left on the Horse Masters. It looks like the Archmage is going to have to give up that pursuit. Brilliant play by the Warriors of Chaos player. They're scrapping and saving their Sorcerer of Fire, who can now start popping fireballs towards these single entities once more. Star Dragon is very healthy here. It's going to be jumping on top of the Mirror Guard and breaking them. The High Elf Spearmen have never been so happy in their life to see a dragon come crashing down on them to try and save them. And now the dragon is going to leap gleefully towards Prince Sigvald, but then decides to pull back once more and start really trying to get that charger bonus off. Archmage may well break here. There's some attempted juking going on as well, but the Horse Masters are throwing so many javelins in the sky. The Archmage is really struggling to stay alive. Apotheosis is going to go down now, and that should allow the Archmage to stabilize and come back into the fight as the Star Dragon and Lion Chariots deal with the Chaos Warriors down here in the front line. You can see the Mirror Guard as well being driven away by some really knackered Silver and Guard, and I do not blame them. They've been fighting for a very long time. Sisters are losing one or two last volleys into the Mortal Horse Masters. Unfortunately for them, it will be their last volleys. They get clattered to the ground and trampled under hoof. Not a good day for them. And good play, though, by the Warriors of Chaos player here. Just use this unit. It's got no ammo. That doesn't matter. Run down all these High Elf Spear units. Break as many as you can and scrap your way back into this game. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire as well is just dealing pretty good with the Sisters. We'll have to test the Chaos player's micro here. Is he paying attention to all his units? Because he doesn't want to get surrounded by Spearmen there. They will eventually drag him down. We are getting an Arcane Conduit and another Apotheosis going down on the Archmage. He's absorbed a lot of the missile pressure, and it looks like the Horsemaster's down to just 3 volleys here and 1 volley. Prince Sigvald's very healthy, however, but so is the Star Dragon, at least for the latter stages of the battle. It is on about half HP right now. We're going to get a big fat Soul Quench go down into the Horsemaster. It's not a bad play. They're one of the big problems that the High Elves are facing right now, but Prince Sigvald, he is deceptively good, even up against dragons. I mean, I know everyone knows Prince Sigvald's good, but it's kind of scary how tanky he can be. Now, large entities like Star Dragons, if they get a bit lucky, if their melee attack does break that melee defense on the charge a couple of times, you can chunk down Sigvald very quickly. I've seen Stegodons destroy Prince Sigvald despite their low melee attack and his high melee defense. But if the RNG's on Sigvald's side, he just doesn't die, and it is so infuriating. So the Chaos Sorcerer is now getting driven back by Spearmen. Some of the Scissors have rallied. They're not out of this fight yet. Archmage is going to swoop down and start pecking at the sockets of the Chaos Sorcerer, which probably are leaking with chaotic power right now rather than having pupils in them, although it's actually leaking with an arrow right now, so I think that tells you what the sisters think of him. Popping an arrow in his face, and the Star Dragon, nom nom nom, is going to have quite a tasty snack there. So we have some Spearmen who are probably going to push up to attempt to save the sisters for as long as possible. The Marauder Horsemasters are driving their steeds hard, though, to try to take down the Elvish Archery. There's not that many models left, only 8, but that's still damage, and you still want to take it off the battlefield and help the bounce power as much as possible, but it is going to be quite a risk, although they do shatter the sisters, which is really nice, and not break, because it's kind of a worry of a Star Dragon isolating units like this. They can do some big work. Now the Archmage barely escapes the wrath of Sigvald, who is trying to lead these Marauders to victory. We've got Slippery popped as well, increasing the speed, and that Star Dragon is cycle charging wherever it can at all times as the Spearmen are pushing in, taking on the Prince, which is going to be quite tough for them, but they are also bogging down Horsemasters, which is nice. We get another Arcane Conduit go down on the Archmage. At this point, I probably think I would... It's so tough because the Archmage hits pretty hard in combat, but I'd probably use my Apotheosis on the Star Dragon because I think it's going to come down to will it carry. It looks like I'm psychically connected to Lenorm there because he does just that. Apotheosis goes down on the Star Dragon, and they try to 2v1 Prince Sigvald. Hurricane Blow and Standard Die has been popped, though, on the Prince, and the Horsemaster doing a fantastic job finish up the Spearman here. Banspell's dead even. This is so close because Tear-Outs could go down, and if Tear-Outs start to go down, the Star Dragon's going to have a one-on-one fight with Prince Sigvald, which is probably what he wants, but more importantly, if the Archmage is still alive at that point, you can 2v1 the Prince and really do some good damage. And if you have the Spearman alive, you can cycle charge him to oblivion. You can see some tear-outs starting to go down, though. The Horsemasters are being driven back. 2 units are currently broken, though they should return. And the other unit of Horsemasters is just trying to save them and say, hey, lads, come back. Trust me, we got this. You got to believe in the Prince, and the Prince will believe in you. Haven't seen too many breath attacks today, and we do see one go down on the Horsemaster, doing some pretty decent damage. You can see a lot of them dying. Star Dragon is going to hop on top of them as well to try to break them. That old 2-for-1 classic punch as the Archmage swoops down on more Horsemaster. And we do see a lot of tear-outs coming down now. It looks like both units, or all of the units of Chaos, are breaking apart from Prince Sigvald right now. And I do not blame them. This dragon has been on fire today. 87 kills. Very excited to see the amount of damage value it has done. But the Archmage here takes a hit and actually starts to break now. There's a decent amount of room to the edge, but -8 leadership, it's very swift. It might not come back, and that would be such a sad moment for the High Elves because they still have Arcane Conduits, they still have Apotheosises, they can still heal up the Dragon or the Archmage itself and fight their way back into this game because the bounce power is currently in favor of the Warriors of Chaos. Now, if the Star Dragon is able to cycle charge Sigvald, I think the High Elves have this. If he is not able to, if these Spearmen go down, it's probably going to be game to the Warriors of Chaos, but only time will tell. Now, the Star Dragon slumberously bellows as he pushes those wings up into the skies and starts floating along the battlefield. I love the movement of dragons in this game. The way they kind of like go up and down is very cool. Now, Horsemasters do shatter. The Horsemen as well are just breaking every time they see the dragon, but the Spearmen have been defeated, and disaster. The Archmage, she saw Sanctuary up here in the High Elf Hills and decided to flee and abandon the Star Dragon. I'm sure she just left the stove on and she's like, yeah, I'm just going to go back. Trust me, I've got you back, homie. I will return. I don't think so. Now, Lenorm's in a very difficult situation. He wants to chase off the Horse Masters right now and shatter them for good, but he can't. Because he only has flying units left, his leadership is going to consistently drop unless he lands. So if he chases these guys off, he might not have time to come back and face Prince Sigvald, which of course is really bad for him. So he has to come over and engage instead. Looks like he is going to be doing a really janky landing, a big fat... Oh, that is disgusting! That is such a disgusting breath attack he pops there as he charges in. Slippery and Stand or Die both go down now, which means Prince Sigvald's melee defense is absurd right now. 108 melee defense, meaning the Star Dragon is really struggling to hit. 68 melee attack's pretty decent. It has just charged in as well. Every hit it lands, it's going to do massive damage, but we really do have a fight here between kind of, you know, human and beast, although it's kind of the opposite sides than we normally see in these tales of brave knights taking on dragons. It is the dragon who is the good guy here, trying its best, but Sigvald distracting of his shiny shield, making it confused and not able to hit him, and it is a pretty epic confrontation. I have no idea who's actually winning this. Prince Sigvald gets a big fat slap going down, and it looks like the dragon is getting destroyed now. It could turn around if it gets one or two big hits on the prince. Maybe there is a chance, but the dragon is thwarted and slain. Sigvald roars supreme. A valiant defeat for the High Elves. My god. What a game. That is such an awesome game when you see this, like a really close competitive game, but seeing units like Star Dragons being used in it as well, although sadly it was not quite enough. But the Star Dragon Silver Chevron, 3,866 damage value with 92 kills. That is one of the most insane dragon games I've seen. 15k damage dealt. Beautiful work. Now, the line chariots as well were another standout, helping win that infantry fight, but Prince Sigvald, one, does not simply slay the prince slays you, getting 3,366 value himself, trying to outdo the Star Dragon, but not quite able to, even kills-wise well, coming up just short with 86. Now, we'll be delving into the kills, damage dealt, damage found, all that juicy stuff in just a second, but if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as well, and obviously comment down below what you thought of the battle. Bucket ton of links in the description as well to Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. Discord is where you can submit replays, get involved in the tournament scene, and all that juicy stuff. So, well played to these guys. And once again, I did say in my last video, and I've done an announcement, I will be doing some early access Total War Warhammer free content in the not too distant future. I believe it is on the 27th, which I think is Thursday of kind of next week. So yeah, very exciting stuff. So keep a little eye out for that and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Back to the battle though, let's delve into this. So, the Archmage, 1,100 damage value, played very well. I liked her being used super aggressively, but her break-in probably cost the High Elves the game. It was very, very close, but having two single entities pecking at Prince Sigvald would have been so disgusting and juicy, but had to use her aggressively to really get that value and try to just stem the tide of chaos, which was pushing from all angles. Spearmen did their job, just holding the line, being annoying and trying to protect the range units. Silver and Guard as well, really bad damage value, 380, 350, 595, but you saw how long they held for, and that was the important job for them. Held the enemy in place, allowed the range units to bring the pain, and the Star Dragon and the Lion Chariots to cycle charge to victory. Lothar and Seaguard, 500 and 250 value on them. The Sisters a bit better, 920 and 1,478, with 42 and 40 kills apiece. Lion Chariots, 113 kills, very impressed with Sulfur Crested Cockatoo's Micro on them, 1,147 damage value, 3.8k on the Dragon is so badass. Now, Prince Sigvald, 86 kills, 3,366 value, not shabby whatsoever. The Air Core got slapped, 550 damage value for the hero, 1.2k on the Manticore though. He brought the pain to the Archmage and the Sisters where he could, so he did pretty good, but the Exiled Hero just did not have a good day whatsoever. Lovely play on the Chaos Sorcerer, 1,128 value, and I think one of the biggest kind of maybe overlooked moments of this battle was saving the Shaman Sorcerer with that skirmish cab. He was about to be forced off the field, but he's like, no, I'm going to push over there, I'm going to save my Sorcerer, and those fireballs really added up in the latter stages of the battle. 700 value on the Chaos Warriors, 400 and 500 on the Forsaken, really well dealt with by the High Elf player, 350 and 780 value on the Great Weapons, and 920 and 98 kills on the Mirror Guard, who are frustrated for a large portion of the battle though, getting pinned in by the Silver and Guard and not really on top of key targets. 430 value on the Chaos Chariots and the Horse Masters, 1,100, 1,200 and 1,300 value on them. Phenomenal play with the Horse Masters, really milking them for all they're worth, and 1.2 on the Chaos Feral Manticore. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.